Now, a Peterborough City Council meeting was cut short last night after noisy protesters entered the public gallery of the Chamber. As reported in the Peterborough Telegraph, the protest was organised by COPS, the campaign opposing police surveillance, which began outside Peterborough Town Hall before carrying on inside. It centred around Councillor Andy Coles, the former Deputy Police and Crime Commissioner. Channel 4 and The Guardian newspaper reported that he's accused of deceiving a 19-year-old political activist into a sexual relationship while working as an undercover police officer in the 1990s. In a written statement, Andy Coles said he's unable to comment on the allegation, but had stood down from his role as Deputy Police and Crime Commissioner. He added, "I am aware of the allegations that have been referred directly to the Independent Police Complaints Commission." Last night, police were called and ended up acting as a go-between for the council and protesters. Councillor Cllr Holdich was at the meeting. Morning, John.
Good morning, Dorothy.
So what happened?
Well, I think you described it rather well. That they took over the public gallery, shouting with posters and signs and whatever have you, and disrupted the proceedings. So the mayor stopped the meeting, and whilst the negotiations took place for them to moderate their behaviour. The police, there wasn't enough police there to control the situation, and they could not guarantee that it wouldn't happen again if we started up. Although we got some concessions from the group, and I agreed to meet them on another occasion, so we decided that the mayor decided, because the mayor's decision under his hereditary right, that we wouldn't continue and we'd reform and start next Wednesday.
How many protesters were there?
Oh, difficult to tell, but something about between 35 and 40. And we knew this was going to happen because it was been on Facebook and all sorts of people from urging people to come from all around the country. I think what's the sad part about it, that they want justice, and I understand that, but where's Mr. Coles' justice? He's not allowed to make a comment about it, and I've always thought you were innocent until you proved guilty.
Do you think the meeting should have been postponed in retrospect?
Well, I don't think we could have carried on in those situations. Every time you got up to speak, they chanted at you. So I don't think you could conduct the important business that we have under those conditions.
But if you knew that protesters were going to turn up, do you think that maybe it should have been postponed from the off?
Well, there's a difference between you've got to go ahead. I picked it up somewhere about a week ago. The police were informed. The police didn't seem to think it was going to be a problem. Therefore, they didn't have the manpower there to control it. And although you see all these things on the net and they've been there before, it doesn't mean to say before the event that you're going to get 5, 10 or whatever. That there was too many there for the amount of police to control, in my view.
Councillor Coles, he did stand down from his role as Deputy Police and Crime Commissioner for Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, John. Do you think he should resign as a councillor?
No, I don't think he should. I mean, he doesn't sit on any panels anymore. But, hey, he says he's not guilty. From what I know about it, which is very little, and you've got to admire people that do that sort of job, and many of us will remember some of these groups around Huntington Life Sciences a few years ago. Until you're proved guilty, why should you get out? That's a sign of your guilt, isn't it, if you resign?
Do you think this will happen again at future meetings?
Oh, sure it will. But we're now in a position where we can plan better for that with the police. I think we're going to resume next Wednesday, and the public gallery will be in the room next door, and the proceedings will be broadcast to them in a room at the back. So they won't be in the public gallery.